Good day, viewers. Before we begin today's class, we want to specially thank those who have rendered support to us, both online and offline. May God also grant you support in the very area that you need support. Thank you so much. Our aim is nothing more than rendering support in the area of mathematics to as many people as we can. And that is what we are focused on doing against all odds. Thank you so much. Now, in today's class, we're going to look at the common errors learners make in mathematics exams. Okay, we're going to be looking at 10 errors. First, we'll have these 5 on the board. Number 1 is in the area of instructions. Please, learners should endeavor to follow instructions, either the general instruction of the exam or in the specific, the particular question. Okay. Some questions you'll be asked to solve and then leave your answers to a certain degree of accuracy. Students oftentimes forget this instruction. So please, the area of not adhering to instruction is one of the common errors among learners. So you've taken note of that. Second is wrong question. This is common among learners too. Copying of wrong question. Please, learners are advised to read the question, to concentrate and focus, all right, when reading the question, so as to avoid missing 1 or 2 values. All right. Then third, you have this equation on the board: 3x plus 1 over 3 equals 2x plus 1. Most learners, when solving this, they tend to cancel out this. This is very wrong. This is very wrong. You cannot cancel out this 3. All right, so please take note of that. What you need to do here, whenever you are dealing with algebraic fraction, the first thing that should come to your mind is the LCM of the denominators. In these cases, where you can just add over 1 here, over 1, then you multiply each of the fraction by the LCM. And wherever you have an expression, please try to protect it in brackets to avoid some avoidable mistakes. All right, that is that for the third error. For the fourth one, we have something like this: 2x plus 1 over 2 equals x. Like I said earlier, you can add over 1 here, over 1 here. What most learners do is that they cross multiply here. You cannot cross multiply here. I've always advised my students to avoid cross multiplication. All right, it is safer to multiply by each fraction by the LCM. All right, so what do we do here? The LCM of the denominators is what? 2. To multiply each fraction by 2. If you must cross multiply, then make sure you are having equality sign in between just 2 fractions. But in this case, you have 3 fractions. You cannot cross multiply. So whenever you have equality sign between 2 fractions, it is safe to cross multiply. But in this case, it is not safe. All right. Next, we have the case of this the fifth error, something like this. In the class, I asked my students to find the perimeter of this irregular shape. Of course, the sharp ones among them will get it right, but the mistake some of them made was they went on adding up immediately. Some had 18 centimeters as the perimeter of this irregular shape. This is a rectangular where a portion is cut out. In this case, to find the perimeter of this irregular shape, you must first of all find the side, the length of the missing sides. Here is missing, here is missing, here is missing. You find the length before you add up. All right. So here, what is here now? This side is 5, so opposite sides must be equal. So here 2 will be 5. We're told it's a rectangular farmland where a portion is cut out like this. Okay. Then this other side, the whole of this is 9. So here to here is 1. This part must be equals to this part here if you extend this way. So here 2 will be 1. Likewise here 2 will be 1. So cut away 1 from 9. You have 7 left, which is opposite and equal to this. So here is 7. Okay. If here is 2, then here also will be what? 2. Now you cannot add up the length of all the sides. All right. So please, before you find the perimeter of any regular shape, make sure to find the length of the missing sides. Now we'll go to the next 5 sets. Now for the next 5 sets. 6. In the area of difference, we come across this oftentimes in word problem involving simple equation. Whenever you hear difference, please assume it to be positive difference unless stated otherwise. Okay, so positive difference, you ask difference between 3 and 4, for example. Please, the fact that 3 is mentioned first doesn't mean 3 minus 4. Difference between 3 and 4 is 4 minus 3. It's always positive difference, except if it is stated negative difference, then you have the smaller number minus the bigger number. All right, that is that about difference. And number 7, we have this expression on the board: 4 plus 3 into 2 plus 4 times 5 minus 5. Now, in this case, our knowledge of BODMAS is being tested. BODMAS gives the order of operation in particular question, as in this case now. All right, so most students, what they do, they add up this first. Please, we apply BODMAS in this case. Whenever you are dealing with problems that has one or more operations, please, BODMAS gives you the order. So BODMAS, BODMAS. B is for bracket. We have bracket here, so you have to resolve the bracket first. And in the bracket, you have addition and multiplication. And according to BODMAS, multiplication should come first before addition. So we are multiplying this first to give us what? 20, then plus 2. Still have your bracket, right? Then 20 plus 2 gives us what? 4 plus 3, bracket what? 22 minus 5. Some students will successively get to this stage, but the mistake they made, they fail to understand that bracket also means times. So 3 bracket 22 means 3 times 22. So you have to multiply this first. Don't say 7, please. This is not 7 yet. Don't add yet. So 23 times 22 give us what? 66. We have 4 plus 66 minus 5. Then you sum to have what? 70 minus 5 give us 65. Take note, if you solve wrongly, you are going to see the answer, your answer in the option, and you take it and you assume you are correct. Please do the right thing. All right, BODMAS is to be applied here. That is that for number 7. For number 8, you have rounding off numbers. Please let me wipe this part of the board. Supposing you have this question: 3975.328, and you have to round off now to a certain degree of accuracy. Now take note, please. If you are asked to round up to a certain decimal place, it is important you know the decimal places of each of these digits. All right, this is a decimal number. Before decimal point, this is the whole part, right? Everything that applies to this whole part applies to all whole numbers, and this is the what? Fractional part. So the whole part, this 5 is the unit. You have tens, 100, and then 1000. After decimal point, you have what? Tenth, th, hundredth, thousandth, and so on. So if you're asked to approximate to the nearest tens, you are stopping here. Now, what most students do, they just write as 397 and then they stop. And unfortunately, you could see this in your options. So please avoid these errors. When you're asked to approximate to the nearest tens, before you after the marketing, like the way I taught my students, the next number after the line is up to 5. So it's 5 can give 1 to 7 to become what? 8. Some students will say stop here, but that's not the right thing to do. After it was like giving 1 to 7, the 5 becomes what? 0. So you have 3980. Every other digit is irrelevant in the fractional part. Okay, so the 5 becomes 0. Please take note. And if you're asked to approximate, let's say to the nearest to 2 significant figure. In significant figure, we are not dealing with decimal place, the place values. In significant figures, we are dealing with just the digits. The significant digit, the non-zero, which starts from the first non-zero digit. And the first non-zero digit is what? 3. So we start with 3. This is the first significant figure, second significant figure. So we are stopping here. So we are expected to stop here. Two significant figures will stop here, right? And this 7 will give 1 to 9, right? When it gives 1 to 9, 9 becomes 10. Rather than 0, you take 1 to the next value, right? Which is 3. 1 plus 3, 4. You have 40. Then the remaining digits still in the whole part becomes 0, 0. 7 becomes 0, 5 becomes 0. So you have 4,000. So please take note. And if you are dealing with decimal places, then you go to the fractional part. Supposing you are asked to round up to 1 decimal place. 1 decimal place means what? After decimal point, you consider the first digit. Right? So we'll be demarcating here now. Here. Every digit before the line is relevant. So you write them out. 3, 9, 7, 5 point. But before you write the one closest to the line, you check the digit after the line. It is 2, it's not up to 5. So you cannot give 1 to 3. So hence this 3 still remains what? 3. And the remaining digits for fractional parts, they don't become 0. Just discard them. Alright? So please take note of this. That is for rounding off of numbers. Next, you have standard form. Numbers in standard form generally are written in what? A times, in this form, A times 10 to the power of n. A is a number between 0 and 10. Alright? And n could be positive whole number or negative whole number. Alright? Now, the mistake most students make here is in the area of getting the value A. Take for example, you're asked to express this 3, 9, 6, 4, right? In standard form, right? To pick our A, it must be a number that is in between 1 and 10. So this number is larger than 10. You have to be reducing. You take the point backwards. Some students, they stop here. They have 39.64, then times 10 to the power of what? Our n, of course, here will be what? Positive, because the original number itself is more than 1. So it will be positive, and they moved twice backward, so our n is what? 2. Some students have this, and you see this in the option. Okay, now look at this. This assumes to be our a now. If you compare with the general form, this number, is it in between 1 and 10? No. So you're having 39 point, it's still bigger than 10. So you have to go backward once again, so that you have 3.964, which is not in between 1 and 10. Some students also tend to still go a bit backward to have 0.3, that is 0.3964. This number doesn't satisfy the condition for A. A has to be between 0 and what? In between 1 and what? 10. Alright? In between 1 and 10. Okay? So that is that. So take note, your n is positive when the original number is more than 1, and it's negative when the original number is what? Less than 1. So please take note of this. And lastly, we have interchanging formulas. Let me wipe this part of the board. Interchanging formulas, here we talk about making use of the right formulas. Most students, they interchange formulas. All right, after this video, I'm going to present a table where you have formulas for different shapes, all right, areas and volumes particularly. Okay, now in the case of circle, the area of a circle is what? Pi r square. Most students take it for 2 pi r. Please, this is for finding the circumference or perimeter of a circle. This is for area. Suppose you are asked to find the area of a circle of radius 7 centimeter. Some students will say pi is usually given to be 22/7, but in some cases a different value is given. Please, that's why in the first case we talk about instruction. Whatever is given, whatever you're asked to use as value of pi, that is what you must use. Okay, if we're asked to use 22/7, the area will be what now? 22/7. Some students will just say times 7, and then they get 22 square units. And of course, you check the option, you see 22 square units, and it's the wrong thing. So r square here indicates what? R times r. It means multiply r twice. So you're supposed to have under times 7 here. Alright, so please take note, r square. Alright, this is for perimeter, this is for area. Most students interchange it. The same thing goes for rectangle. For a rectangle, For a rectangle, area of your rectangle is what? Length times breadth. And the perimeter P is given by what? 2 brackets length plus breadth. Most students miss this up. Alright? Please take note of this and the likes of so many. Alright? Please take note of these errors. Work strictly with them, and the sky will be your limit. In fact, the sky will be your starting point. Thank you for watching. Please, your subscription helps us to grow. Continue to support us by subscribing to our channel. To subscribe, if you are watching us on YouTube, if you have not done so, please, just below this video, you see a place they wrote subscribe. It's a button. Just tap on it to subscribe. Bye-bye.